AP voter Haley Sawyer was speaking on a response to fans' criticism of her AP ballot after she moved Florida up 2 spots after losing to USF on Saturday. Check this out.
What my votes are and what my process is. I wake up early in the morning after covering a game late in the night before. Don't want to go too much into my progress or process or logic, but I will say I appreciate everybody's interaction on social media and all of your feedback. There's tons of people that vote on the AP poll, and it's not a perfect system, but at the end of the day, no matter who you pick, it does even out because there's so many people who vote. And like I said, it's really fun for discussion. It doesn't, probably matter in the end, but I'm glad that people are having a really good time with it.
First of all, I love her energy. You know what I mean? It's all positive. It's bubbly. She's having fun with it. I want to start there. But my real take is this, though. She said that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you vote for because it's so many people that it's going to end up balancing out. That's an insane statement. I'm sorry. It's had nothing to do with man, woman. That's just an insane statement right there. You can't be a voter, an AP voter, and then say that it doesn't matter who you vote for because there's so many other people voting. She's basically saying, I'm out here just having fun, doing my own thing, picking whoever I think I want there. And at the end of the day, the rest of my colleagues who are also voting, who are taking it a little bit more serious than me, will end up making it correct at the end of the day. So I don't like that, and it completely waters down the voting system and the process in terms of rankings. It completely waters it down because she's probably not the only person who's out here just voting like this. And again, I don't know. I'm ignorant when it comes to the amount of people who do vote and the totality of who's all in the voting situation. But I would say this: I doubt that she's the only person who's voting like this. It makes no sense to move a team up multiple spots after they just got upset. It makes no sense. So to me, she had to make a mistake. There's no other common sense way, woman or not. It makes no sense to move a team up after they just got upset. Somebody retweeted this. I think a guy named Stephen Means and said, as someone who actually votes in the AP poll and puts a lot of effort into deciding his top 25, I take offense to this, and it makes the rest of us look bad. I just said that verbatim. And then Evan Klosky said, I really am not a fan of throwing gasoline on the fire of those who make mistakes in these polls. She clearly thought UF won over USF. Is that a horrendous mistake? Absolutely. No excuse. Terrible. Should take culpability. It doesn't determine USF's future, though, and can be fixed the following week. However, my bigger issue, JB, based on this answer, is she feels like discourse around this poll is all BS in the end. And if that is how you feel, then don't accept the task. It is not a college football playoff committee job. I get that. But it means a lot to many fans nationally. And if you're going to shrug it off as a whatever, then just pass the baton to someone who probably values his work and takes it more seriously. That's a mic drop right there. And now, this is my last one. This I'm not reading no more. Tim Brando. Really? Really? I gave up my AP vote when it was actually being used for the BCS formula. I felt there was no way I could condemn the process. If I was a part of it, the great Bino Cook and AP head of the time, Herschel Nennison, went to bat for me to become a voter for College Game Day when it was born. After it was born, it wasn't quite as easy to become an AP voter in those days. This young lady reminds me of New York Times poll I once called, and I was referred to the editor of the Life and Garden section. It was her responsibility to handle the Times poll. Absurd.
Those people that tweeted those things have been on the show, by the way. Our show.
Respect the cats.
Yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad people came out and called her out. This is what I've been saying. This is why women don't belong in our space. It's real simple.
She's a bad representation.
Yeah, she's a horrible representation, and it's like shits and giggles to her. Like, this is just, she gets to kick it. Like, she just like fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, it is ridiculous. It's exhausting. I don't know why we're still doing this. I don't know why. Like, this is a slap in the face of everybody that actually goes and straps up to have to play the game that matters She clearly didn't watch the game, Smitty, and she had no idea who was even in the game. And that's the problem I have, because it's evident. It's really evident. It's really evident. That's why women don't belong in it. Like, I don't understand. Why is she just admit it, Smitty? Just say, you know what? She don't belong in it, homie. Like, I don't understand why it's so hard.
People who don't love it and who are not taking their job seriously don't belong in it. She did not watch the game and she went and voted. She just so happened to be a woman. So I'm saying she should not be a part of it because she doesn't care.
Let me break down.
But one person doesn't describe an entire entity.
Yeah, it does. Here's the problem.
Okay.
There's 60 people in this AP voting scenario. There's a geographic representation. There's sports writers and broadcasters.
Yep.
And then there's AP members, and then there's other outlets, which are like newspaper and I believe social media.
Mm-hmm.
No AP employees, though. They don't get to vote. You know that, right?
I did not know that.
So it's basically a throw shit at the wall, see if it sticks, 60. And then you saw certain ones falling down the board when the shit starts to get fucking hard and it just starts to slide. That's what it is. We threw a bunch of shit at the wall. And she's part of it. She was part of the shit that we threw. Boom. She hit the wall and then she got hard and she started sliding down. And that's the problem. We don't need to throw shit at the wall and see if it sticks, homie. There's absolute science to this. Get former players, coaches, and broadcasters that call these games on a daily basis and let them fucking be the AP pollsters. Why is it so hard? That's how Tim Brando's referring to. That's what it used to be. It was Bino Cook, who was a legendary coach turned announcer or whatever. He became one of the guys to start it up, that one of the heads. We don't have a football commissioner, which is problem number one, which I believe, put a guy in that role to control this type of shit from happening. And she's clearly just having a good old fucking time. Like, she don't give a fuck. Look at her. It's a slap in the face to the whole sport, homie. The whole sport.
I agree to that.
I'm just saying, though. Yes. I just don't understand why we continue to push this down our throat. This is just like the gay shit. We're pushing it down our throat. No, we don't need this. We don't need it. We need real situations. That's why I said when you add more teams to the fire, 12, 16, we're going to have 28 teams in the fucking playoff eventually. It's a joke. It's watered down. It's not the same. It doesn't hold the same value. It doesn't hold the same weight. She should be fired if she is on this poll. And if it's not a fireable offense, then what is? If any of us did our job that bad and then came out and fucking laughed after the Zoom meeting and talked about fucking whatever, we'd be fired, homie. Like, where's the accountability in this thing? If I'm a player at South Florida and a football coach, I'm livid today. Because that's a huge win for the program and the history of the program. And you just wiped it away because this now took center stage. This now is being talked about more than South Florida's victory over Florida. And if I'm South Florida and I'm the president of South Florida and I'm the AD and I'm an administrator with some sort of tough skin and connections with big money boosters and other people, influential people in the media, I'm doing everything I can to expose this broad. Like, why are we getting secondhand? Why are we the fucking ones getting fucked when we came out and showed you on national television that we beat a Florida team? And now I got to deal with this going into Miami week? See, that's what she don't understand. She don't get the fact that the game don't stop for our players and team and coaches. We got to prep. We already were prepping Miami on Sunday.
Right
after the goddamn game. Now you just took it all away from us by fucking doing this dumbass shit. And now I got to deal with this in the media and don't think my kids don't see this every fucking 5 seconds on social media or wherever they are. And everyone's throwing it in their face like, oh, damn, homie, you guys dropped 2 spots. You ain't going to make the playoff. And then kids get that embedded in their minds. And then they do what? Then when the going gets tough against Miami, how do you know how many players have? We ain't going to win anyway. And just shit on it.
I don't think it goes that far. Me as a former player who plays somewhat recently, it's not happening to that effect. If anything, it's opposite. If anything, as a player, I'm like, these motherfuckers put Florida above us. We just beat their ass. All right.
Let me ask you.
We'll see this weekend. We play the U. It's almost opposite effect. I'm gonna say that.
Let me ask you this.
But she should not be doing this shit if she don't take it seriously.
Let me ask you this: Aren't these kids the most fragile kid we've ever been around? And the generation of these kids, now that we've given them money, after we've allowed them to transfer, after we've allowed all the things, we've took away ACT, SAT score after COVID. Not their fault, but I'm just telling you, it does create what's happened. At the end of the day, it's a fragile, mentally weak fucking group of players, homie.
I don't think they're as weak as you make it seem like, though. I'm not gonna lie.
But I do.
We've
already seen it.
Hard, JB, for a player. Like, you're telling me a player, you got a 6'5", 320 defensive tackle. He sees that this random white girl didn't put them above of Florida, and now he's really in his feelings in the locker room, like, man.
No. So you're not listening to what I said.
We're not that good, man. We ain't gonna beat Miami.
No. That's not what I said. You don't listen. You don't listen very good.
You don't explain good.
I said when Miami's beating that ass and they're in a dogfight and it's a close game, they will fucking remember this and say, we weren't, and Miami wins. Let's say Miami wins the game. We weren't going to get there no way. She kept us down 2 spots, so we're fucked anyway. That's definitely in their head, homie. Promise you. That's these kids. That's the kids nowadays. We've had 1,000 examples of it on the show, homie. What do you mean? You don't think that they lose to Miami? That they're going to, how hard it's going to be to rally that group after they already were held down after a fucking victory? Now you think they're not going to get shit on after a loss? Come on, homie. This right here is ridiculous. It should never have been occurred, is my point. This should have never occurred, never been allowed to be out there. And then she's out there like just fucking, it's like OnlyFans. Like, it don't mean shit. This ain't mean shit to her. She ain't losing no sleep. And the only reason she losing sleep now because I'm sure these weirdo fucks on the other side of things, the spectrum, are death threatening her and weirdo. You know she's getting fucking DM'd to death by everybody. So, but again, starting none won't be none. She shouldn't even be allowed to be in this. I blame the people that hire these people, and that's the fact of the matter. So it is what it is. It's a joke. It's a mockery. I agree with Tim Brando and all these people, and I'd be livid right now because see, unless you play in that locker room and coach it. It's a joke to everybody else. It's a joke to every fucking body else. But that South Florida locker room and the staff and everybody that's involved in that program are the only ones that really understand it. That's the problem. And see, everybody else out there, they lose, ain't a big deal. Nah, it is a big deal. Because at the end of the day, they combine the AP and they combine it, and then they start using all these analytics about point differential. And remember, they only won the fucking game by what? 1 or 2 points? So it's not like, you know what I mean? But it's a huge win because it's Florida and the SEC.
Right.
But you won by 2 points. So at the end of the day, they're going to take this 2-point drop and then average it versus the point differential. And then they'll combine it and watch South Florida get fucked after they go undefeated. Like, I'm just telling you, but it don't matter. It's a joke. Anyway.